So we watched this video in class about 2 weeks ago, and then me and my group discussed what we thought about the video. Um, my first reaction was, no thank you. I like the gender roles where they are. I think just kind of going along with the family proclamations of the world, they're very um, valuable, I guess, to us and to society. Kind of one of the ideas, or one of the things we talked about is if if we're having this role reversal and if women are becoming more prevalent in the work field, um, and the dads are becoming the stay-at-home people, well, what's going to happen to the kids? Because it's not that the dads are becoming stay-at-home dads and are taking on motherly roles. I mean, to some extent, that is the case. But a lot of the times, what we see happening is the dads are staying at home and doing nothing. Um, Now, I know we talked about this book that we had all read um, in our educational psychology class called, Boys Adrift, and some of the concepts that we talked about there, just about how there's this epidemic of men and boys and, young men and all those ages becoming lazy, and just how we're kind of letting this happen. And so, really, what is going to happen to the children if the moms aren't in the home and the dads who are in the home aren't really doing anything? A lot of what we thought we would see is children going into school without, basic knowledge that they should have gained in the home, social knowledge, or even just basic academic knowledge even. I mean, there's some things that the school shouldn't be required to teach children. There's some things that, children should go into the classroom already having a knowledge of. Um, One of the other points that we talked about is, well, actually, this is a point that I brought up, is that it made me sad that men are leaving the workplace, or so this authority says, because I know in school, for example, when I have a girl teacher, I'm usually kind of bummed about it because, um, and this is something we've also talked about in educational psychology, is that women are good at multitasking at a lot of different things. Men are good at doing one thing really well. Often, if that's what they have their mind to, they're often better at doing it than women are. Just because they're so dedicated in that one thing, or they have the capacity to be so. Um, and that's kind of why I thought that I've liked men teachers better, just because they have more dedication, it seems, to their subject, or more passion, or whatever. And so it makes me sad that men are leaving the workplace, because in the workplace, I feel like a lot of the times I like to deal with men more, because I feel like they're more on top of things, or I feel more like I get what I'm paying for in whatever service it might be. Um, she talked about how this shift in, women in the workplace is something that's happening and that we need to accept it. She talked about the need to ease into the exception, I guess, so we're not caught unawares or whatever, or to make it less painful, I think is how she put it. Um, and I think that it's a shame that we're viewing it like this, rather than saying, I mean, I'm all for empowering women, and if they want to be in the workplace, that's fine, but at the exclusion of men, I think there's probably some issues there. Also, one of the thoughts we brought up is, he talks about how women have become more suited for the workplace, because a lot of the jobs that are now opening, or a lot of the way the industry is functioning now, businesses are looking for positions where people are going to um, take initiative, do well, getting a lot of people to work together, this creative side of things, all of these things that she attributed as, or she said were attributes that women had, and that's why they were excelling so much more as managers in the work field and things like that. And one of the questions that I had is, as this started to be the case, that these qualities were valued more in the workplace, why didn't men at that time adapt? Like, what happened maybe in history, or just in society in general, that kind of caused men to not step up to the plate on that one, and not adapt when there was this change in what was accepted? Um, or what was needed rather in the work field. So those are some of our thoughts that we had on the video, and back to you.